Hi and welcome to OTR Miniatures. For this week's Scenery Saturday, we'll be making this simple hedgerow. Let's get started. So the hedgerow that we're making today is from issue 3 of the Battle Games in Middle-earth magazines. Just a nice simple hedgerow, and it is going to be made using a flat scouring pad. So to start with, we're going to use the thick card. It's the same card that I've been using from the back of an old photo frame, and we're going to cut out a base for it that is 2 inches by 6 inches, so nice rectangle. Next up, we're just going to use the scissors and round off all the corners. Once the base is cut, the next part is forming the hedge. As I said, that is from the flat scouring pad, so we're going to begin by cutting that to 2 inches by 6 inches again, which is roughly halfway through the length of it, and you'll end up with a piece like that. This is then simply folded in half and then stapled, and that forms the hedge. So next up is to attach this to the base. What I'm going to do before attaching this to the base is give the base a coat of the PVA glue and black paint, just to firm it up and kind of get it base coated. So I'll come back when that stage is done. Now that the base is done and dry, we can attach the hedge to it, and I'll just be doing that using PVA glue. Before doing that step, or if you want some more variation, if you're making more than one hedge, what you can do is just take a sharp knife and cut into the top of it and cut parts out of it so that you've got different levels. That way any archers and things like that can stand over the other side of it and still shoot through, and you can end up with something that looks a bit more like that. The next step is to flock the hedge, so we'll just be doing this with a mix of PVA glue and water and just the same basing flock that we used in the last video. When that's done, you should end up with something looking like this, and then all that's left to do is the base. In the magazine they use static grass, so that there's some difference between the flock of the hedge and the base. I haven't got any, so I'm just going to be using some modelling sand, and again just attaching that using PVA. I'll come back with the finished product. When the basing's done, you should end up with something that looks like this. At this point, if you had any grass tufts, you could add them into it as well, just add a bit more detail to it. Or as I said, like in the magazine, if you had static grass, you could put that on it. You could even do a mixture of the sand, the small stones and the static grass. End up with something looking very nice. But these are both tabletop ready now, so you'll see me using them in the battle report for the issue 3 magazine, which will be coming out on Tolkien Tuesday, so tune in for that one. If you decide to make these yourself, share them with me on Instagram using the hashtag Scenery Saturday. Right, that's it for today. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.